The BJP has won the battle for Article 370 in the Supreme Court. In a unanimous verdict, the court said that Article 370 that provided special status to J&K was a temporary provision of the Constitution of India. But the court also ordered for restoration of statehood of Jammu and Kashmir, gave a deadline for holding assembly elections, and called out human rights violations by the state and its actors. Here's a quick look at 7 key aspects of the verdict. Number 1. 3 concurrent judgments. One by CJI Chandrachud for himself, for Justice B.R. Gavai and Justice Suryakant. There was a concurring opinion by Justice S.K. Kaul as well. Justice Sanjeev Khanna concurred with both of them. Validity of Precedent's rule imposed in December 2018. On validity of imposing and subsequently extending Precedent's rule, the Apex Court said that it need not adjudicate on this since petitioners did not challenge it. The court also said that there are limitations of power of the union in states when proclamation of presidential rule is in force. Every decision taken by union on behalf of state during presidential rule is not open to challenge. This will lead to the administration of the state to a standstill, is what CJI said while reading out the verdict. The petitioners had said that union cannot take actions of irreversible consequences in the state during presidential rule. The court denied to uphold this argument. Why Jammu and Kashmir didn't retain sovereignty according to the court? It said that the accession deal with Maharaja Hari Singh didn't mean Jammu and Kashmir retained an element of sovereignty or internal sovereignty. Proclamation of Maharaja stated that the Constitution of India will supersede. With this, the para of instrument of accession ceases to exist, is what the court said. The verdict highlighted that there is a clear absence in the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir to the reference of sovereignty. Calling it asymmetric federalism, the court stated that J&K does not have internal sovereignty different from other states, and that it becoming an integral part of India is evident from Articles 1 and 370 of the Constitution. Why SC called Article 370 temporary? The court ruled that Article 370 was an interim arrangement due to war conditions in the state. Textual reading also indicate that it is a temporary provision. Marginal note says it is temporary and transitory, the court ruled. What court said on President's powers superseding Constituent Assembly? The court upheld then President Ramnath Kovind's move to issue Constitutional Order 273, which removed the special status granted to J&K, saying that J&K Constituent Assembly was intended to be a temporary body. Why Supreme Court upheld carving out of Ladakh? On the validity of J&K Reorganization Act 2019, the court said that the government has assured it will restore statehood of J&K. Citing Article 3 of the Constitution, the court said it allows a portion of state to be made as a union territory, thereby upholding the carving out of Ladakh. The court, however, said that the question whether a parliament can convert a state into a union territory is left open. What the court ordered on elections and human rights violations? The court also directed the Election Commission of India to conduct elections to the J&K Assembly by 30th of September 2024 and asked for statehood to be restored as soon as possible. In his concurring judgment on the matter, Justice S.K. Kaul called out the human rights violations in the state. He recommended the setting up of an impartial Truth and Reconciliation Committee to investigate human rights violations both by the state and non-state actors at least since 1980s. Kaul cautioned that it should not turn into a criminal court, but rather a platform to enhance dialogue. Read the full explainer on the Quint and follow our coverage as we get you in-depth analysis of the verdict. Also support us and become a member to keep getting you stories that matter.